You know, Bangkok is a young man's city, if you ask me. I say that because my son was in Bangkok. Bangkok is a young man's city, if you ask me, and I say that because my son was in Bangkok and he's had, in his words, an outstanding time visiting the city. So much so that when I texted him this morning to see how he was now that he is back in the UK, back in Scotland, my hometown, he said he was tired. He did reconfirm that he had the trip of a lifetime. And he also put the old LOL up because he said he was now watching the movie Hangover, which is set in Bangkok. A movie that is not as good as the first one, if you ask me, but I can understand why he's watching the movie, because him and his pal, when they were in town, I can tell you they lived a few scenes from that movie. Can't tell you the detail, but they lived Hangover too.
Cheers.
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 I did watch them experience that, and I kind of was a little bit jealous, happy jealous I would say, because it took me back to my younger days. I had a flashback to when I was that age, when I was 21, an instant time jump back, what, 35, 36 years, jump back in time, and the years pass quickly, and you do need to pay attention. And I'm up here looking at a Buddhist temple, and that made me think about how many years I have left, 30, 35, maybe halfway through my, or beyond halfway through my life. And yeah, and my mate actually, he also texted me a video which made me, a Christmas video, which made me think a wee bit more deeper about life and how quick the years pass. I will explain once I get some water. It's hot here. It is Bangkok after all. Yeah. So yeah, what was I saying again? Old age and how it can creep up on you if you're not too careful. And like I said, my son was in town and he and his mate lived some scenes from the Hangover 2 movie. But just before my son arrived in Bangkok, my mate, who's roughly the same age as me, sent me a video. He sent me a John Lewis Christmas video, John Lewis Christmas advert. And for any of you who don't know what it means, I will explain. John Lewis is a huge department store chain in the UK, and it's famous for many things. And one of the things it does, like many retailers and shops and stuff, at Christmas time, they release a Christmas video. And in the UK, the population get a bit obsessed with all the different Christmas videos and hidden meanings or possible political statements or whatever. There is a suggestion that it's getting too big for his boots because he's making a woke comment or whatever. Typical distraction for people in the UK. And if it's not the weather or the latest celebrity scandal, then some other thing is pumped up to distract us, and it's this year Christmas videos again. And there's also this discreet competition to see who produced the best video this year. And I do love Christmas. It's an amazing time of the year, and I've experienced many of them, 57, nearly 58 in my life so far. And part of that, even though I do sound cynical about that, part of it is the Christmas adverts. And I actually do like the Christmas adverts because they stir up a little bit of emotion or reaction, and often it's mixed with sadness, a reflection moment, and maybe a joyful happiness. And it's so noisy here in Bangkok, but it is exactly what good advertisement is supposed to do. It's supposed to get the whole heart beating. And the John Lewis Christmas advert this year is excellent. It's this year's winner, if you ask me. It's aimed at fathers of my generation, and if you've not seen it, then search for it and watch it. And if you are a father of my generation, and you are part of that house party and the happiness revolution that consumed us for a little while before we all got a little bit cynical, then I can guarantee you will appreciate that advert, and you will have that flashback moment and ask yourself, where did the years go? But alas, my friend, please do not despair, because I've got another thought for you to consider. But I'm going to go find somewhere quieter, because Bangkok is a young man's city. Because it's so noisy, it does my old ears in. But let me find somewhere peaceful.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world and keep the sky on your mind. Get on board. We're soaring on top of
So I've been walking around some of the temples here in Bangkok, and I love the clash between the colours and the solitude that you can feel when you're here. Now, I'm not a religious man. I've described myself before as a person looking for some spiritual connection in life, but yet I am still looking. However, in my travels, I've connected with Buddhism, Taoism in China, Stoicism in Italy and so on, and also similar beliefs, because their teachings are based on just being a decent human being and looking out for other people. My son was reading a lot of Stoicism for a while, and he bought me a book on it last Christmas, and I love that book. And that brings me to the conclusion of this video. Before I go up these stairs, Stoicism, a philosophy, is built on being a decent person despite your flaws. And in their teachings, it reminds you in Latin, Memento Mori, remember that you will die. So in that teaching, it's urging you to live your life to the fullest in the here and now, because you will die, and don't lose sight of that fact. And I guess for me, that is why religion never really resonated with me, because it does promise you a better life after you are dead. And I'm nearly dying walking up these stairs. But if religion is your thing, then I admire you and everything that you stand for, your commitment. But don't forget to live your life for today and appreciate everyone around you, no matter their differences, beliefs, their race, their religion, kind of peace. And that's what being around the temples in Bangkok does for me. It brings me some peace. Anyway, Ian in Bangkok. Peace.